United Airlines starts longest non-stop flight from the U.S. United Airlines is known for its friendly customer service and has a reputation for always putting its passengers first. Now you can experience that first-rate service from LA all the way to Singapore. United Airlines has launched the longest non-stop flight from the U.S. from its Los Angeles hub to Singapore. The 14,000-kilometer trip takes 17 hours, 55 minutes to Singapore, and 15 hours, 15 minutes on the return trip. The flight will operate once a day on a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner with 252 seats combined in economy, economy plus, and business. The world's two longest routes belong to Qatar Airways Doha-Auckland route at 14,536 kilometers and Emirates Dubai-Auckland route at 14,193 kilometers. In terms of scheduled flying time, though, the new United route will be the longest due to the strong headwinds on the westbound portion of the flight. And for an added bonus, passengers can rest easy knowing that Singaporean cops don't have the same reputation for dragging Americans off planes. Please place your seats and tray tables back in the upright position.
787 Dreamliner crew have a secret rest spot. Ever wondered where the flight attendants and pilots rest during those long-haul flights? Well, this is how it works on a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. For long-haul flights over 9 hours, there are up to 4 pilots on board, who take turns to rest when the plane is at cruising altitude. On a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, the pilot's rest cabin is usually positioned behind the cockpit and above the first-class compartment. The stairway to the pilot's rest cabin is disguised behind a security-coded door. The cabin usually has 1 business class seat and 2 bunk beds. In addition to the mattress and pillows, thick curtains are used to separate the bunk beds to give the pilots a small amount of privacy. The rest cabin for flight attendants is usually located at the rear of the plane, just above the economy passenger compartment. The staircase is again hidden from the passengers, behind a security-coded door. Depending on the design of each plane, a compartment can usually accommodate at least 5 flight attendants. The bunk beds are fitted with seat belts, protecting the crew from falling during turbulence. The rest cabins are essential for long-haul flights, as they prevent crew members from overwork during flight duty. Even though some crew members complain that it feels like sleeping in a coffin, other people wonder if similar rest cabins can be designed for passengers too.
Russia develops low-flying cargo plane. A cargo plane designed to fly just above the ground and capable of carrying huge loads is under development in Russia. The new ground effect vehicle would be able to carry up to 500 tons of cargo in a single trip, running on fuel-efficient liquefied natural gas. The low-flying aircraft would fly over the ground, water, or ice at heights of 3 to 12 meters above the surface. The ground effect vehicle has short, wide wings that trap air between the aircraft and the ground. This creates downdrafts that produce less drag and greater lift force than other fixed-wing aircraft, allowing the plane to carry bigger loads with less fuel. Russia has a tradition of developing low-flying ground effect vehicles, also known as Chronoplan. The Soviet Union built several of these giant low-flying aircraft in the 1970s and 80s. Perhaps the best-known example was this 544-ton experimental vehicle. Nicknamed the Caspian Sea Monster by Western intelligence, it was the largest aircraft in the world when it was built in 1966. YouTube's ad policies are killing creators, but you can help. Be a hero at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Photo of woman's emotional support duck goes viral online. Bet you never thought a duck could fly this high. On October 16th, a man flying from Milwaukee to Asheville, North Carolina, happened to notice a peculiar-looking passenger waddling onto the plane and tweeted out a picture that's thrown the internet into a frenzy. Affectionately named Daniel Turducken Stinkerbutt by his owner, the duck gets to go pretty much anywhere she goes, as he's legally certified as an emotional support animal. Daniel's owner, Carla Fitzgerald, used to drive a horse-drawn carriage when a car slammed into her from behind and sent her flying. 4 years later, she still suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. The duck supposedly senses when she's stressed and nuzzles her to reduce her anxiety. Daniel not only flies with Fitzgerald, he also goes to movies and church, always on a leash and wearing a diaper. The only requirements to have a pet certified as an emotional support animal are that the owner is considered emotionally disabled by a licensed mental health professional, and that the animal is manageable in public. In the United States, animals are allowed to accompany their owners in the airplane cabin at no extra cost, as long as they are needed for support reasons. Typical domestic animals like cats, dogs, mice, rabbits, birds, rats, small pigs, and ferrets can be certified to fly. But cases of more unusual creatures have also been reported as emotional support animals, such as turkeys, turtles, snakes, llamas, and hedgehogs. Animals of the world, rejoice! As long as there are humans in need of emotional therapy, the skies are your oyster.
Detachable airplane cabin could save lives. How do you survive a plane crash? In a detachable cabin, at least according to the Russian engineer behind the invention. After working on the project for 3 years, Vladimir Tatarenko released his designs for a life-saving plane cabin that could parachute passengers to safety. Tatarenko's invention is a separate passenger cabin that can be attached and detached from the main aircraft. Underneath the cabin is a storage space for luggage, and the roof of the cabin houses parachutes, which would be released automatically when the cabin detaches in an emergency, whether during takeoff, mid-flight, or landing. The capsule can land on both ground and water, with boosters and inflatable rubber tubes helping to cushion the impact and get passengers and crew to safety. With fewer than 500 people dying from plane crashes in any given year, the technology has received mixed reactions from people commenting online.